Now, finally, a couple of things that need to happen. First of all, I will take this time to write that up to formalize what you've agreed so that you have something on paper. I would ask you that we see each other final time you want to sign that and just make sure that you lock it away for yourselves. To go back to the beginning, I don't share that information with anybody. I don't even share the fact that we met with anybody. Your organization knows that we met. You need to then figure out what it is that you want to do in regards talking to Mary about the outcome of this mediation. I don't know what you plan to do, but I think that's the one outstanding thing that needs to be discussed, is how you're going to share the agreement that you've reached to the extent that you want to share it with Mary. I think she's expecting something from you and she's not going to get anything from me, just so you know that.
I can float the idea that you join us for lunch tomorrow. I have my weekly Thursday debrief.
And?
I can bring that up to her, and or next week if this is too early, but we can try and schedule that as quickly as you want.
Okay, so there's a scheduling, and I think we can talk about that. What is it that you feel that you would like to share in that conversation?
Yeah, because however we do it, whether it's lunch or meeting with her, I think I would rather be very transparent on everything we agreed upon. I think it's not on how we got there and what the different options were, and what we didn't like, but in terms of just sharing the outcome of it.
Sure.
Because again, it's being transparent. It's giving her trust as well that we're building collaboration, and it allows her to do a certain follow-up as well. And if we escalate, because that's one of the things we agreed upon as well in terms of escalation, that she knows where it comes from, right?
Yep.
What do you think?
That's what we should do.
Okay.
Okay. Well then, just from a practical point of view, I know I'm not going to have it all written up by tomorrow, so just so you know, whenever you schedule it, I think it is based on the topics and based on the nature of the material.
It can be next week, but that is what needs.
Yeah, honestly, I would prefer just to sit down with her in her office, so it's more confidential, and we're not sitting in a restaurant somewhere where people listen to. So I would feel more comfortable doing it next week. Okay. So whenever we get your formal details, we can schedule 2 days later meeting with her.
Okay, so my schedule would be to get you the final written agreement by this weekend. I'd ask you then, probably you're going to start these regular meetings between yourself. Maybe that's one of the first things you want to talk about is how you schedule and what exactly you want to say to Mary in that conversation. But I think it probably, based on the content that we've talked about, is useful to share the detail. Yeah. So you've reached an agreement. I mean, it's fantastic that you've been able to get there, considering I can see the change already in demeanour from where we started the discussion, the material that you covered, the openness that you were willing to share on some of those topics, which I know were difficult, and you've done fantastic work. So I hope the process has worked for you, and I hope that with the agreement that you've reached and the way you've reached the agreement, the fact that you've talked to each other about some touchy topics, hopefully that helps you then in future discussions that you're able to deal with those things as well, without necessarily having to bring me into the loop in those conversations as well. So I want to congratulate you on that work.
Thank you. I actually feel quite confident that we have something to start with and that we can build on that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you feel confident.
And how do you feel, Roger?
Yes, good.
Good. Okay. Good. Well, look, it's been great working with you. Thanks so much for the commitment to the effort, and it's been great for me as well. So thank you so much.